That's a dirty, low-down monkey with a wig on.
Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest channel and podcast. If you have not subscribed yet, please do go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now, we're going to have a reality chat / a podversation. And everyone's been talking about this lawsuit that's been filed by Nene Leakes in the federal court in Georgia against NBC Universal, Bravo, and the production companies True Entertainment and Truly Original and Andy Cohen, who at one time she thought was one of her good Judies, one of her good friends. But I wanted to talk about the ugly truths where this litigation is involving Nene Leakes and why she actually found any attorneys that were willing to take her case on. Because let's just be 100%. Nene Leakes really does not have a case. And if any attorney that truly did their research, they didn't really know a whole lot about Nene Leakes, but because this is a television show where there is actual footage of what has aired, and we know that things that get recorded, not everything is going to go on the air, so we know we don't see everything. And I'm not here to say that NBC Universal and anything attached to it had no touch of prejudice or racism. I'm not saying that when I say that Nene Leakes does not have a case. But the ugly truth about this lawsuit is that, one, Nene Leakes really does not have a case. And the only reason why the attorneys filed this lawsuit is because they definitely feel that they can get some sort of settlement out of the situation. And Nene Leakes really needs the money. And I'm just being 100. No, I don't know what her bank account looks like. I don't know what she has in her 401k, in her stock and, portfolio, or if she has any other type of investments. But she was the breadwinner. And unfortunately, she lost her husband last year, Greg Leakes. And he was going through a cancer battle, and he gave up the ghost, and, he's no longer with her. He's no longer here. So she sold the mansion that they had purchased, and I believe she did so not just because of the size of the property and because of sharing that residence with her now former husband, and she's now a widower, I should say. It is a sale that happened because she really did need the money. There were posts that she did on social media about her Lanithia Lounge, where she talked about the opportunity for a chef to open their own restaurant. She would be doing auditions, and those chefs could have the opportunity to work in the kitchen and do all of those things. And really, it was because she really needed the money. I don't know any other lounges or any other restaurants that are going to either rent out a portion of their restaurant to another business, or say they're going to sell a portion of the business but still be involved in it. That really doesn't happen. In restaurants, lounges, whatever you want to call what she has, it's a hard business to have. It's a hard business to operate, and she really needed the money. She needs the money. And so not too long ago, she was on the talk show The Real, and they asked her about going back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she talked about being open to coming back if she could sit down and have a conversation with Andy and discuss some things. But she went on a tirade, and she did several social media posts calling out Bravo, telling people to boycott Bravo, don't watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta, calling Andy Cohen a racist, saying that he abused illegal drugs. Like, she said a lot of things that there really is no coming back from. And now she's claiming that she's been blackballed in the industry, and she's blaming Bravo for this happening. But the truth of the matter is, The opportunities that she got while she was a part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise is because she was connected to the Real Housewives franchise. It wasn't because of her acting ability. It really wasn't. And I'm not knocking her. There are plenty of people who try their hand at acting and it just is not their thing. Acting really wasn't her thing. Ryan, whatever his name is, the one who created Glee and The New Normal, she was in some episodes of Glee and then she starred in The New Normal. I never watched any of them. Ryan Murphy, that's his name. He liked the personality that she had on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, so he wanted to give her an opportunity because he was cool with Andy Cohen, and he was giving her an opportunity to kind of play herself, but being a character on his shows, because he thought that it could bring more viewers. And of course she had a large fan base and following, so that would in turn get eyeballs on his content, and that's what he wanted. It was about what he needed and what he wanted. It was not because Nene had this amazing acting ability. So to watch her, and we've had discussions about her on this platform before, to watch her go from being like a favorite on the show, because I really did like her. I don't dislike her in any way. I just don't like some of the actions that she's taken over the years. To watch her come from these sort of humble beginnings, because I mean, honestly, in the first season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, she was, we live in an exclusive gated community, and it was like, okay, girl, you're renting a house in somebody else's gated community, but okay, nothing wrong with anyone renting, but the way she was trying to portray her lifestyle, it wasn't what she was really living. And so she really came up off of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So she was calling herself a very rich bitch. She did the cover of Ebony magazine where she was dressed in a money dress in a bathtub with, fake dollar bills in it. And it was based off of that little fight that she had with Sheree, where she was talking about how she was cashing Trump checks and I'm very rich bitch, and Sheree was calling her out. She was like, didn't you get your Range Rover repoed? But here's the thing. The ugly truth about this situation is the fact that Nene knows that she really does not have a case, but she is in a way sort of strong-arming the companies and people that she's suing, because she feels that they know that going back and forth in litigation is not something that they really want to do. So it would be honestly in their best interest to try to settle it out of court and to have a settlement agreement where they do not claim any wrong or any guilt. That happens all of the time. Because I've told people over the years, especially, being myself as a businesswoman, and people, when situations happen in business and some people say, well, you need to sue that person, you need to take that person to court. I said, listen, people usually, when they are suing, they're suing others that are larger than them in some way, that have more to lose. I have more to lose suing people who are beneath me. And I'm not saying that I'm better than anyone, but I'm just saying in terms of money, assets, business, those types of things, I have more to lose than they do. So they usually take people that have more to lose to court than people who have more to lose taking those that are beneath them to court. So Nene knows, and the attorneys that she hired that took this case on and had the audacity to file this lawsuit, knows that NBC Universal, Bravo, Truly Original, all of the entities and companies that are being named in this litigation, they have more to lose, and it costs money to litigate. So the attorneys that they have on payroll and anyone else that they would have to bring on board to litigate this and to go through the discovery process, interrogatories and requests for production, depositions, possible mediation, all of these things, it takes time and it costs money. And these companies, they probably have attorneys where they're, the retainer is like 5 or 6 figures, and then their hourly rate is, 4 or 5 figures an hour. They're lucky if their, hourly rate is $900 an hour. But I'm just saying, it costs money. So it would be more so in their best interest, and also to kind of play on the heartstrings a little bit, to say, well, you know what? She did lose her husband last year, and she had to sell her home. We're quite sure she is not making the type of money that she used to make when she was a part of the franchise now. So let's just pay her off to shut her up and get her to move on. So I would say that Nene definitely has no case. But because they don't want to have this drug out in court, more likely than not, they would settle this out of court and just give her some sort of settlement to just get her to move on and leave us alone, because they don't want to work with this woman anymore. And I don't blame them. Who would want to have someone come back and work in their company when you were on a rampage and on rants on social media, calling the company out, saying that they're racist, saying that they employ racists? And speaking of employing racists, I don't think Kim is a racist. Do I believe she embodies prejudice? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because in order to be racist in that situation, she's not that good of an actress. Kim is not. And in the first season, Nene and Kim were thick as thieves. Yes, they had a falling out after, several episodes, but it was because of some things that she heard Nene saying about her. Yeah, the things may have been true that Nene said about her, when Nene said that Kim can't sing because she can't.
There's a tightrope between me and you, and what I don't know, we'll always get through. That's the way it goes, with you on the other side. Whoa.
But there are some things that Nene said to Kim that were extremely, derogatory and uncalled for. And I don't believe in reverse racism, but I do believe that every ethnicity has the opportunity to be prejudiced. And so I'm quite sure that they both embody some prejudices about several things. And Nene called Kim out on a number of different things and a different occasion. She said that Sweetie, who was Kim's assistant at one point, was Kim's slave, and just a number of other things that Kim has said. But you can't sue people for being racist. Kim did not employ Nene, and yeah, Nene's trying to say through this litigation and the lawsuit that she filed that they embody a hostile work environment because they continue to employ a racist, and then they elevated her and gave her opportunities and gave her own show. But the thing about it is, Nene is just upset because she is jealous that Kim had her own opportunity, had a spinoff. Yeah, it's canceled now, but she got those opportunities. But they're giving Candy opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And I won't say they're giving it to Candy. Candy has content that they are capitalizing off of, so it works for all of them. And Nene is upset that she really just didn't have that. She may have had an opportunity. I don't think that anything would have worked where it was just a spinoff with her and her two sons and Greg, God bless the dead, if he was, still alive, and they had a spinoff on that. What would it really be? She had one spinoff, which was her wedding special. And I believe that for her, that was even calculated because she went through a divorce with this man and then turned around, remarried him, and then had a whole wedding special, marrying him as if she never married him before. But there was all this stuff in the gossip blogs about her oldest son with his troubles in and out of, situations, and then children that he's had. Maybe if she had something where she was showcasing her life being a grandmother, or she called herself a grandma, and there was some drama with one of the children's mothers, I believe, and maybe if that was showcased a little bit, because that's the thing, especially with these shows on Bravo, these reality shows, they surround drama. Nobody really wanted to see the trauma that Nene was going through when her husband was sick, unfortunately, and that's just the truth. So I just believe that her filing this lawsuit was a last-ditch effort to get a bag because she needs it. And she really does not have a case. But she was able to secure attorneys that feel that they could really get her a good settlement and to just get her to go away. And really, that's what they want. Andy Cohen said it not long after Nene made the statement about being open to coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And that's the reason, one of the reasons why she doesn't have a case. If this network was so racist and they had such a hostile work environment, who do you know says that they want to go back to a racist, hostile work environment? I worked in one years ago when I was a legal assistant, and you could not pay me to go back there and work. It was hard going in. I cried on Sunday nights because I did not want to go to work on Monday mornings. It got to that point where I just did not want to be in that hostile work environment. Period. Even if it was a good amount of money. Now, I definitely made way more as, a business owner, but I'm just saying back then, many years ago, that was 2007. It was decent money for me at the time. And I had rather struggled a bit building up my business and working 2 and 3 other jobs until my business got off of the ground than to go back to that hostile work environment where I knew how much money I was making and I was, doing it regularly and whatever. So I'm just using that as an example. If this environment was so hostile and it was so racist, why would you want to go back there? And people can say, well, she needed the money, but I'm sorry. Most people who have some sort of integrity, have some sort of character, have some sort of morals, a set of morals, they really couldn't go back to doing that. So for her to call all of these things, and even in this litigation, she's calling out kimzolciak. She can't sue Kim because Kim didn't employ her, but she can't call out the network and all of those connected to the network in this litigation for them employing Kim, who she's calling a racist, when there's so many times that is on camera where she was having a great time with Kim. She was having an amazing time with this racist, okay? Yeah, they've had their ups and downs. Kim's made comments about Nene living in a roach-infested palace and her parking her Bentley in a handicapped parking space, but they've all made low blows against each other. Well, I won't say all, but Kim and Nene has definitely made the low blows against each other. They have a love-hate relationship. It wasn't too long after, sometime during the pandemic, where they did a live video together on her social media. Why are you doing lives with this racist, Nene? It just doesn't make any sense. So honestly, where it involves this litigation, the reason that it came to this is because she doesn't expect to be hired back there. She really doesn't. She would have the audacity to think that she deserves to go back there. She is one of those people that is a bit delusional with stuff like that. But the counsel that she has representing her in this situation, I believe the only reason why they took on her case is because they believe that they can get her a settlement based on who the company and the employers were. That's really it. That's really it. If it was some low budget company or something like that, I was a legal assistant many years ago, over 12 years. And I remember a situation where there was a case that one of the attorneys in the firm took. And it was a woman who was working at Hooters. And she sued Hooters for an environment that was making her feel like she was being sexually harassed. She didn't say that anyone that she was working with in the company sexually harassed her, but it was honestly based off of the outfits that she had to wear. But you knew about these outfits, that this was the required uniform before you went to work there, and you did it. And for whatever reason, she chose to leave the company when she left. Then she sued them for this. And the attorneys took the case on, and they pretty much said that because of the size of the organization, They believe that they can get a good settlement. Yeah, it may go through the courts a little bit, but you can settle up until the day you are going in court. And then even once the case is being litigated in court, they could still try to settle the matter and not have it go to the jury or to the judge, however the case is set up, whether it's a jury trial or a judge gives the sentence, or guilty, innocent, you win, plaintiff, you lose, plaintiff, whatever it is. But they just felt that they could get a good settlement based off of the size of the company, even though they felt like it was ridiculous that she is suing them for this. They did press releases and all of this, and they were right. They got a really good settlement for this girl. And so when I say that I believe that she's going to get paid, I don't believe that she's going to get paid because they did anything wrong. It's just going to be to just shut her up and keep her moving and not have to deal with her anymore. And they will have in the settlement agreement where they don't admit any guilt in anything. There would probably be some sort of non-disclosure agreement where she can't discuss the details of the settlement, and she can't go out and do any more disparaging interviews about the companies, about the people, any more social media posts. So it will pretty much be them paying her to just be quiet and to leave them alone, period. So I believe that where this is involved, Nene found the right attorneys that are willing to try to help her get some money based off of who she is suing and how long she was there. It's not that she deserves it. It's not that they did anything wrong, because I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. And trust and believe, if there was some man that was no longer alive that was taken out in the situation involved in this, Ben Crump would be on the case, okay? Because he only takes cases where he knows that he can get some money, period. He's not, they call him a social justice warrior, social justice attorney, but he's not really there fighting for the rights of those that he doesn't feel like he can get a good settlement for, or he can't really get any press around, or there was really no press surrounding the situation. So he would be on the case if there was a situation like that involved. So she found similar attorneys in the employment and labor law situation, and that's actually the first type of law firm that I worked in many years ago for about 5.5 years. It was an employment and labor law litigation office, and so I'm familiar with things like this, and so it just kind of brought up those memories, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to discuss this situation. So it's not so much from a reality show standpoint, it's from a legal standpoint, and just based on the experiences of things that I've seen in the past and based on the parameters of this lawsuit. This is what I feel that is going to happen, and that's really the ugly truth about this lawsuit, that Nene knows she really doesn't have a case, but she found some attorneys that are willing to try to get her as large of a settlement as they possibly can, because for NBC Universal and all of these named entities in this lawsuit, it is less expensive probably in the long run for them to just go ahead and pay her off and to get her to shut up so that she could stop disparaging everyone that she is suing. And that's it. So I really love to know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section, so you can let me know your thoughts, and we'll see what comes of this. And I wouldn't be surprised if this happens sooner than later. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And until the next time, I'm just being beautifully honest.